Red flag, man charged in fraudulent attempt to gain job with Bruceville Eddy Police Department, like trying to break into jail.
One man is in custody accused of tampering with a document to fraudulently get a job as an officer at the Bruceville Eddy Police Department. Investigators say 47-year-old Theodore Nanashu has applied with at least 55 law enforcement agencies altogether. The police chief said he noticed differences in the personal history statements the suspect provided as part of the application and documents provided by previous employers. He was released on $20,000 bond.
Look at him, head looking like a shaved testicle. Now, he looks like the type of person that would give people tickets for not having sex with him. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Not like that other girl who was actually pretty good looking and a real cop. It must feel awful seeing all these officers doing porn, having OnlyFans, having affairs while on duty. The bar is just so low and they still won't even let you get 1 foot in the door. That's how bad you suck. A man who has applied with at least 55 law enforcement agencies, 55, Dikembe Mutombo, tampered with a document in an effort to fraudulently obtain a police officer position with the Bruceville Eddy Police Department in Central Texas. An arrest warrant alleges Theodore Nanisho, 47. You sure they didn't throw your applications out after trying to pronounce your last name? Was arrested in McLennan County on August 5th, 2025 and charged with tampering with a government record. According to the arrest warrant, Bruceville Eddy Police Chief Michael Dorsey said Nanishu inquired about a police officer position with his department. Dorsey sent him the most current version of the Texas Commission on Law Enforcement, TCO, personal history statement, PHS document. When Nanishu applied, however, Dorsey noticed the PHS document submitted by Nanishu was not the version Dorsey sent, rather an outdated version of the document the warrant alleges. He's not a veteran cop, he's a veteran applicant. How do you apply to 55 law enforcement jobs and don't know that it's illegal to tamper with the applications? Better yet, how do you apply to 55 law enforcement jobs and don't know how to tamper with the application? See, you want people to apply who are enthusiastic about policing their communities and making them a better place, but he's just way too thirsty for it. Somebody really dodged the bullet with this guy, because it wouldn't have been long before he either caught an excessive force, a wrongful shooting, or even a wrongful death, costing the city millions. Dorsey further reviewed documentation provided by 3 of Nanishu's previous law enforcement employers, including PHS statements submitted by Nanishu. According to the warrant, Dorsey found discrepancies when comparing the PHS statements and documents. So you went from just being an applicant to the center of a fraud investigation. Life comes at you quick, Teddy. Dorsey in the arrest warrant for Nanishu specifically listed the following items under the discrepancies he allegedly noticed in the PHS documents. There are a few. Other names, including nicknames you have used or been known by. Have you ever applied to any other law enforcement agency in the last 10 years? List all residences during the last 10 years. List all jobs during the last 10 years. Have you ever been disciplined at work? I'm thinking he has. Have you ever been fired or been asked to resign from any place of employment? I think he has. Have you ever been detained for investigation, held for suspicion, questioned, fingerprinted, arrested, indicted, criminally charged, convicted of any misdemeanor or felony? Have you ever been party in a civil lawsuit? Dorsey then met with TCO Deputy Chief TJ Vineyard, who oversees the commission's compliance and standards division, and provided more background information for Nanishu. Teddy, buddy, you should have quit while you were ahead, way back there at application 2 or 3. Not only did you get their attention in a wrong way, they concluded that you shouldn't work in law enforcement, but they also concluded that you really shouldn't be on the streets either. Vineyard informed Dorsey he had been investigating Nanishu for some time and had extensive records, to the point where the police are not even concerned with you as an applicant anymore. They're concerned about your character as a person. Deputy Chief Vineyard was able to provide me with a list of approximately 55 law enforcement agencies that Theodore Nanishu has applied with, starting from 10/18/2017 to June 25th, 2025. 2025. Dorsey wrote in an arrest warrant. In his investigative briefing, Vineyard noted that Nanishu, this is going to be good, appears to have held more than 30 jobs as an adult. That's like 3 separate people's lifetimes worth of employment. He has been fired from several of them and frequently threatens to sue employers that fire him. Nanishu previously admitted to key factors like drug use and terminations. Drugs fills in all the blanks now, doesn't it? That he now denies. In some cases, he no longer lists a past job to conceal a termination. You can't do that. They're the police. They can look this stuff up. Nanishu found people willing to act as references and endorse some of his untruths. What did he tell them? That when I become a police officer, you can speed all you want? Because there are so many problems with his employment history. Agencies with more rigorous or thorough background processes identify concerns early and disqualify him from consideration. Application right in a wastebasket, often without completing the background investigation. Nanishu applies almost exclusively with very small departments, likely hoping that their low pay, dire need, and limited resources will make them less likely to do a comprehensive background investigation. You're wrong. Nanishu never discloses all of the agencies that he has applied with. Do you have enough paper? The sheer number is a red flag in itself. Absolutely. Vineyard further stated that he had reason to believe Nanishu on June 12, 2025, knowingly made a false entry in a government record and make present and use a government record with knowledge of its falsity. He just doesn't pass the smell test or the vibe check. He looks like he would wear his uniform when he's off duty just so people knows he's a cop. Like he would use his badge to eat chili out of the can or just pull up on some random women during his shift and ask him if they want to play with his nightstick. Nanishu did so with the intent to harm or defraud the Bruceville Eddy Police Department and Chief Dorsey, head looking like a zested lemon. Law enforcement is a noble profession due to the vital role officers play in maintaining public safety and upholding the law. In my position as an administrator, it is my role to protect the integrity of our profession and to do my due diligence to ensure that we are hiring candidates with sound ethical and moral standards, Chief Dorsey wrote in a statement emailed to KWTX. Mic drop. This case represents that our department takes any application process seriously, as you should, and will take the necessary steps to nail Nanishu's ass to the wall. No, to uphold the trust of our citizens and our community. Of course, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. I'd love to hear your opinions on this. Me personally, if he really wanted the job that bad, then he should have took some time and add something notable to your resume, something positive, something that's going to make someone want to pull you into office and ask you a few more questions. Instead, he thought they weren't going to do their research. He was dead wrong there. And on top of that, he just looks like the type of person that you talk to with the chain still on the door.